Hello and welcome. But before the content of this video starts, two small disclaimers. First of all, the videos of the following 2 weeks won't be edited in any big way since I'm essentially preparing 12 videos at a time, even if some of them are literally just translations. So sorry about that, and I hope the Miss Bond fan casting video on Friday is gonna be nicely edited, but can't really promise anything at the moment. The other thing is just a plain and simple spoiler warning for the entire show, so beware if you have not seen the new Star Wars show Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series split the fanbase. How could it be any different since this is a Star Wars project and we all know the biggest Star Wars haters are the Star Wars fans. I think the series is great personally. Is it perfect? No. Could the script of the first 4 episodes have been better? Yes. Do I still like it? Also yes. The show has some nice callbacks and references and connections to existing stuff. To name a few examples, when Obi-Wan called Darth Vader just Darth, like in episode 4, the reason you essentially get a reason why Leia calls her son later on Ben Solo. Some really nice use of some existing themes, especially in the last episode. The mentioning of Quinlan Voss and Corin Horn, the clone trooper in episode 2. And you also get the reasoning behind why Leia doesn't really say anything personal to Obi-Wan in episode 4. And by the by, before criticizing that it doesn't make sense, some of you, that she should show more emotions when Obi-Wan dies, you gotta remember that when her own home planet Alderaan gets basically blown up and everyone she knew for the first 19 years of her life basically dies, she doesn't really care. She doesn't really care when that happens, so why should she care when Obi-Wan dies? You know? And also, in retrospect, the little glance that Alec Guinness gave before he dies when he saw Luke and Leia together could now be interpreted in many more ways than before. Obviously, that was not the plan when they shot the film in the 70s, but you know. I really debated about how I should structure this video. In the end, I decided to start with the negatives and end with the positives to leave the video with my personal feelings about the show. To encapsulate to let the feeling I have about the show be the more present one at the end. So, let's start with the bad stuff. I think that some chase scenes were not really great, especially the one in episode 1 when the Green Bounty Hunter just runs into tree branch. That was really weird. But, as well as the hiding little Leia under trench coat. Yeah, it's weird and goofy, but, really not that big of a problem. Could it have been better? Hell yeah, but something I felt, especially in episode 2, and I feel like that is something that a lot of people threw off about Weaver. When, at least in my mind, it's like I'm describing to you now, when Weaver shouts after Obi-Wan when he's flying away with the ship, her gravitas in the trailer where the scene is much better than in the actual show. And I feel like some things that Weaver, or in this case Moses Ingram, tries to deliver, kinda doesn't it's not a problem of her not being able to do it. It's more of a sound mixing issue, I think. I think the show has some issues with that. Maybe you could look back at the trailer where she shouts after Obi-Wan and look at the scene in the show. I feel like it's sound editing that's really messing some things up. Why such a big thing and franchise like Star Wars has problems with that? I don't know. But I kind of want to talk about it. Also, I think the show is sometimes a little too dark. Not in the scene, but in the actual picture. It's actually a little too dark. So I really had problems to see some stuff in some scenes, and it weren't scenes that were supposed to be like that. There are scenes that are supposed to be terribly dark, that you almost see nothing. But I had that problem in some scenes where I feel like that wasn't the intention. Something that threw me a little bit off after reconsidering it. The Inquisitors, especially the fifth brother and the fourth sister, why are they in the show? I mean, the fifth brother has kinda a little presence in the first episode, and after that he's kinda like a backdrop. And the fourth sister, why? I feel like she's totally unnecessary. She's just a backdrop. She's never anything else as a backdrop. But the thing that really bumped me most about the show was, sadly, the fan base or the fandom. Partway through the series, I kinda lost some anticipation every week for waiting for these episodes, because some quote unquote fans thought they should just be toxic and just ruin everyone's experience. It's really, really frustrating. And I mean, the positive side of that is I have quite a few people I know I won't be, reading from when the next Star Wars show comes. I really got a good block list on Twitter and so forth. But let's not dwell on the bad, let's go on to the good. Because there are some good things, even if you don't believe it. I think most of the time, basically every actor kills it. Ewan McGregor is great. He really nails the transitioning between Obi-Wan episode 3 and Alec Guinness Obi-Wan in episode 4. He really nails that. Hayden is amazing as Darth Vader, coupled with the respeed technology, but gonna talk about that later. Even Weaver is good. I get what some people say about the acting in the beginning. I even said my things about it. I think it was a problem with the sound editing, but especially in the last episode, she really, really did a good job. That's another thing that really bogged me when watching, because everyone was just so... Everywhere you looked, you saw, Moses Ingram is so bad. Even though I didn't have that opinion of her, I hadn't an opinion about that, because I only saw like 5-6 minutes in the first 2 episodes of her. That's not really a basis on saying how good or bad someone is. So, and I feel like I couldn't really say how good or bad she really was, because I was influenced from so many others, and that really threw me off. And something different that I really like was Vader. I feel like Darth Vader was as menacing as he ever was. I think it was the best and grittiest Vader performance yet, and I really hope they keep it that way. Especially, there was some great voice work with James Earl Jones's voice to the respeecher technology, and I mean, especially the scene at the end when they combined James Earl Jones's voice and Hayden Christensen, that was just awesome. And you kind of see it in the background the whole time. I'm sorry I couldn't really get anything moving for you in the video, but kind of on a schedule here. I literally cheered really loudly when Obi said the line, "Hello there." Someone that also was great was Tala. She was a great character, and I'm really sad that she died. I really uh, hope that she could get a little more present, maybe in Andor or something, because great character, an awesome actress. What do you want more? Also, Haja was great. He was funny and really. I mean, yeah, he was a comedic relief partly, but that's okay. And a comedic relief doesn't have to automatically be useless or not great. And I love that Kumail Nanjiani, I'm sorry about the pronunciation, is in everything at the moment. He was mentioned, his character from the MCU was mentioned in Miss Marvel. He's here, and he also has had a cameo in The Boys shortly after that. He's really getting the bag. I like it. And finally, Owen and Beru got something to do. They got something to do and weren't just, oh, yeah, we're the family so Luke can get sad and go on an adventure. They really felt like characters finally. And I mean, Badass Beru is awesome, and give me more of that. Give me more of Badass Beru. And I know it is out there in the books, and I'm really excited about that. Coming back to Vader for a second, every Vader fight is great. Vader versus Reaver was awesome. How he toyed with her. It's almost like a dance. It felt like a dance. The Obi-Wan versus Vader fight in the last episode was one of the greatest lightsaber duels we had. Definitely in the new era, I call it, but yeah, it's really great. When they also, it's not really a fight, but when Vader was walking through the town on Maputo and just bam, snapping necks left and right, that was awesome, and that really drove it home that he is a force to be reckoned with. Now, the final really awesome thing was the use of already existing music in the final episode. Because it makes sense. I kind of missed it in the beginning, but after I thought about it after the last episode, I got it. The intention was they weren't who they. At the start of the series, no one of these characters was who they are in the beginning of New Hope. But at the end of the series, when the series is over, everyone is kind of there. Not fully, but they're really close. So to show that transitioning from they were just in this weird middle period to yeah, they're kind of the characters we know and love from episode 4 now. Really great. Just to shout out a few highlights. Uh, the scene where Obi-Wan discovers that Anakin is alive was amazing acting from Ewan McGregor and an awesome cut just cut and where Vader opens his eyes. Awesome. Obviously, the Vader versus Obi-Wan fight when the mask gets broken. It's literally a reused shot, but now you have the, well, from Vader's perspective, left side cut open by Obi-Wan, the right side cut open by Ahsoka. But the only one who could really remove that mask fully was Luke. That's really nice symbolism. Obviously, hello there was awesome. I literally was waiting for that. And another thing is in episode 5, when Vader literally is grabbing that chip out of the sky. Great scene. Now, I won't give the series a rating. I basically would just write myself into a trap down the line. So I liked it, and that's all you get in kind of a rating thingy. But what are your thoughts? Please write it in the comments, but please be nice and accept other opinion, please. Thank you. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like or subscribe to the channel, and maybe we'll hear each other tomorrow again when I will talk about The Last of Us Part 2. Bye.